Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey everyone, it's Kate Phoenix, and you're listening to Saturday Night at the Movies. I'm here with Brian and Daryl Meathook.
So, Meathook.
Hi.
So how are you guys doing?
Waking up.
Yeah, doing okay.
Waking up.
It was a really long walk to that fucking mountain, I gotta tell you. Mordor. Rawr.
Oh, I was like, okay. Yes, so what movies, though, have you guys been watching? Brian, you want to go first?
Sure, I got a crap ton.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Did I talk about Karate Kid the last time?
No.
No?
Nope.
All right. One of our theaters was showing the original Karate Kid. So we went and caught that. And then I watched Karate Kid 2 and 3 when I got home. Because, gotta watch them all. And still gotta say Karate Kid 2, the worst. Just saying that. From there, jumped into my Blu-ray piles. Watched The Curse with Will Wheaton. Excellent movie. Followed that with Curse 2, The Bite. I hate snakes. Don't know why I watched it, but it was still cool. I cracked open my 4K release of Watchmen. I watched that. So, anyone that hasn't seen Watchmen by now, you need to get on it. Yes, it's like 3.5 hours, depending on which version you watch, but it's still awesome. And Daryl can attest to that.
I've never seen the Watchmen.
You never seen Watchmen?
Either.
No.
I thought you saw Watchmen.
No.
Of all people that would have saw Watchmen, I figure it would have been you.
Sorry.
You just made Jeffrey Dean Morgan sad.
I know.
Just saying.
I never watched it either.
Negan is disappointed.
Negan is disappointed. From there, I watched one called Prison, which was Kane Hodder's first acting role, I guess. He's very briefly in the movie. I caught one called Angst on Shudder, which was a 70s German horror film, kind of along the lines of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, but not as well made. The killer himself is kind of annoying. And to end it off, I watched 2 new ones that got released. I watched Deep Blue Sea 3, which I was quite pleased with. Is it as good as the original? No, of course not, but still entertaining, unlike Part 2. And then I watched Blackwater Abyss, which just got released. And people that like killer crocodile movies, this was a pretty good one. And that's everything. That's all I got.
You said you had a crap ton.
Hey, I was busy, okay?
I have 19.
Whoa.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I won't talk too much about them because I have so many. I watched One-Eyed Monster, which is about a meteorite that strikes Ron Jeremy and possesses his penis. Watched a really bad shot-on-video comedy called Reanimator Academy. Watched one called Ed and His Dead Mother. I watched Weird Fiction, which I don't even remember watching. I watched The Amityville Vibrator, Pool Party Massacre, the classic. 2001 Maniacs, another classic.
Mm-hmm.
Watched the 2013 Evil Dead. Watched a Korean found footage haunting film called Ganajem Haunter Asylum.
Oh, I wanted to see that. Was that one good?
It was all right. It's at least worth one watch. Watched Crawl. And I was sent a screener for a Belgian horror film called Zombies from Sector 9. Watched one I heard a lot of people talking about, but I hadn't checked out yet. One Cut of the Dead.
I got that on my list to watch.
I will say the first 37 minutes are one continuous take. It was very impressive. Watched the Maniac Cop. Watched some movie you guys, I don't know, maybe you've heard of it. It's called Naked Cannibal Campers. After that, watched a lost 90s shot on video film called Mr. Ice Cream Man, which came out a year before Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard. Starship Troopers, Ghostbusters, the movie that just dropped on Shudder a few days ago called Host, and a movie that's a contender for the worst movie I've ever seen called Super Hell.
Super Hal?
Hell.
Oh, hell.
Hell, like, you know, like the desert. And that's it. That's my gigantic
Awesome.
list.
Yeah, so I don't think I have as many as you, but I do have a lot. Watched a lot of comedies though too. Watched Life at the Party with Melissa McCarthy. That was pretty fun. She goes back to school, hangs out with her daughter and her daughter's friends. So it's kind of like a Rodney Dangerfield's
Back to school.
movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Watched One for the Money, which is based on the books, the Stephanie Plume books. Watched A New to Town with Renee Zellweger. Watched Kin, which was pretty cool. It's about a kid and his brother essentially driving across country, and the kid found this like weird alien gun. So this one was actually pretty good. Watched Blade Runner 2049 with Ryan Gosling, who is one of my favorite actors. Watched The Phantom, which that was the first time I watched. I had never seen it.
Billy Zane.
Yeah, I remember the comics, but I used to always skip over them. Watched Cop Out with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. Finally got around to watching A Quiet Place, which I felt like some of the parts in it didn't need to happen and weren't necessary. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there were certain pieces of it that were disappointing.
I can't finish that movie.
No?
No, I just keep falling asleep.
It's too quiet for him.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is weird though watching a film where 99% of it is them signing. Watch The Girl on the Train, which this one was actually really good. I like the little twist. Watch The Commuter with Liam Neeson. That one's fun. Watch Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. Watch The Fugitive, Harrison Ford. I don't remember if I talked about this one before, but I watched The Witches. Do you guys remember that movie?
Angelica Houston?
Yes.
Yeah, it was they have the remake coming out now next year.
Okay. Yeah, their fingers always freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it's done. I know Robert Zemeckis is directing it, and then Anne Hathaway is the head witch. Hopefully
it is good. And hopefully they keep with practical effects versus the CGI. Then I watched Rambo: Last Blood.
Yeah, that one could have been ignored.
That one what?
That one could have been, ignored. Like there was really no reason to make it.
No, there wasn't. But I really like Stallone.
I like Stallone
kicked
too.
ass.
I just felt like the movie didn't serve a purpose.
Watched Everest, which when I realized that it was, I was like, damn it. But we had already started it. And then watched Killing Gunther, which was actually a lot of fun.
That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, I really, really liked that one. So that was my list. So, Daryl, what is your...
This week I'm going to go with One Cut of the Dead. It was
What's
made...
that about?
It's a... I can't give away too much because it changes gears like halfway through. So it's a Korean zombie movie. And like I said, the first 37 minutes of the movie is one continuous take. But it was made for 25... I'm sorry, I said it's Korean, it's Japanese. But it was made for $25,000, give or take. And it made worldwide $25 million. So,
Wow.
it was pretty successful. I mean, granted, most of that movie was in Japan, but yeah, it made a lot of money.
It's really awesome.
I really suggest everybody check that out. I believe I watched it on Shudder.
Yeah, I know it's on Shudder. And I'm trying to remember who released it here. Or not here, overseas. I think Arrow released it overseas on video.
That movie would be a good argument for getting a region-free player.
Well, I think
there.
they released it in region free. Like I think we have it here in the States
Oh, really?
on Blu-ray.
So
I think trying to think who releases all Shudder movies was RJLE, I think.
I think so.
So I remember seeing one of our Walmarts.
But yeah, One Cut of the Dead was. It's not quite on the level of like Train to Busan, but it's really. It would definitely be one of the best horror films that come out in the last 10 years. I'm sorry, not horror, but one of the best zombie movies that come out in the last 10 years.
Wow. That high?
That high, yeah. And you're talking to someone that loves zombie movies, but also think that zombie movies are kind of over right now.
Yeah.
Like most of the time now when a zombie movie comes out, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see Peninsula.
Oh yeah,
if it ever gets released.
Yeah, I'll watch Peninsula.
But yeah, I could agree with the zombie movies are kind of overplayed.
I think the Walking Dead though probably had a lot to do with that because when that came out, and because I don't think it's as popular as it was, but I feel like there were so many movies zombie movies that came out right around that time.
Well, we were already in the middle of zombie mania at the time, anyways, because of the success of like Shaun of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just a flood of zombie movies for about 10 years, and it just saturated the market. And like I said, right now, when zombie movies come out, I'm pretty much not interested.
So then, seeing other movies you are probably not interested in. Before I do this, I didn't miss anything this week, did I?
Nope.
No. Nope.
So transitioning into my movie picks for the week. Lord of the Rings, all three of the originals, excluding The Hobbit. So, I know from your post you weren't looking forward to these, Daryl.
I was not.
So, I guess we'll start with you on your overall reactions, and you have to go through each one.
It took. Let's see. I only had access to the extended editions, and for the roughly 13 hours of movies, it took me 3 weeks because I was just that bored, or I kept falling asleep, and I'd have to figure out where I was and go from there, and I'd probably fall asleep again within 10 minutes. It's honestly not even fair for me to try to go over them and rate them because I was just so disinterested. Like, to me, they just kind of all bleed together into one gigantic long movie.
I could see them blending together just because one continues right after the other.
Right. It's kind of like if you're just like, I would compare it to like, because obviously these movies aren't my adventure movies aren't my genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I would compare it to, like, as a horror fan, how to a casual fan, like Friday the 13th, 2, 3, and 4 might bleed together into one movie.
Yeah. So is that your all your full feelings on it?
Like I said, it's not really fair for me to try to go into detail when I don't even really remember them anyways, just because it took me so long to watch them and because I kept falling asleep. And it was hard for me to, like, try to watch it and keep from getting on my phone because I was disinterested.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not my kind of movies.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So Brian, what do you think of these movies?
So, I guess when they first came out, I would say I was kind of along Daryl's side where I had no interest in them whatsoever. But then a friend sat me down, watched the first one, and I could agree. The first one, not a whole lot really happens until like the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see where you're saying with that. And then it kind of like slowly picks up with Two Towers, where you learn more about the ring, and you're introduced to Gollum, and then pretty much all the excitement finally, comes out with Return of the King. So yeah, I mean, I could see Daryl's point. Like, I'm kind of surprised that Jackson just hasn't come out and just released it as one movie. I think he had planned on doing that at one point, but New Line probably told him no.
Which is
So,
why they probably did the extended editions.
probably, but I think even then he just wanted it as one long movie. And in aspects, I loved what I believe Howard Berger from K&B did with all the orc makeup and the special effects from Jackson's company. If I had to pick one that was my favorite out of all of them, it'd be Return of the King, because that's the one that has like action throughout the entire movie.
I would say that was going to be one of my other questions, because I was going to see in order what each of you or what order you put them in of what you liked. So your number one would be Return of the King.
Yeah, I guess I would go backwards. It'd be Return of the King, Two Towers, and then Fellowship of the Rings. So, and I mean, I can appreciate like people that enjoy the books, because you got people who enjoy those, and when people enjoy the Harry Potters. I never read the books. I personally didn't have any interest in reading the books. I'm more, I guess. There's a comedian out there named John Capelluo who pretty much, he makes a joke about Jaws, to where he's like, "Oh, look, books. Just watch a 2-hour movie and be done." So it's I would say overall the movies they're done well. As time has gone on, I've appreciated the films more than what I originally thought, because I was the same way with the Harry Potters, where I really didn't have any interest until I saw the first one. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. So yeah, I would say I love that they got actors like Brad Dourif and Christopher Lee, and even Viggo Mortensen, who has a horror background. So I like that they got all these horror actors at one point in their careers and got them involved with it.
Yeah, I really like that as well. Daryl, in what order would you put the films? You have to.
If I have to, I'm going to go the same as Brian.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much same for me as well. But I was obsessed with these movies in, I think it was like middle school. Yeah, my friends and I, we would watch at least one of them almost every weekend. I had so much, like, collected so much stuff from it. I had a bunch of the toys, everything. I even had a ring on a chain that I wore around my neck. And then, of course, which Brian, he said for me not to do before, but, or not to say before, but I was obsessed with Orlando Bloom.
I figured you were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, what girl wasn't like smitten by him
I mean,
as
he was.
Legolas?
I mean, he had it going at the time. Figured between that, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies,
Mm-hmm.
it was the same way for, I guess, guys with, Keira Knightley, except, we got her in the Pirates and then Bend It Like Beckham, if anyone ever saw that. And that was pretty much it.
I definitely was obsessed with Orlando Bloom. I had Legolas posters. I still have like magnets. I had puzzles, everything. Yeah, even like trading cards and stuff like that. I don't know where a lot of it went over time, but I still have my posters somewhere. So yeah, I was a little obsessed. But looking back on them, from how much I appreciated them to now, I still appreciate them a lot. I think a lot of the CGI, I mean, some of it is going to show that it's dated a little bit, but like there's a scene where Legolas jumps down from something and it looks a little funny. But I think overall it still holds up. So
Yeah, that was it. And I could appreciate the pop culture references that, still exist, like with Clerks 2.
And do you remember all of the YouTube songs that they remixed? Like they're taking the hobbits to Isengard?
No.
I know Daryl wouldn't because Daryl wouldn't care, but I didn't know if Brian would. So, Daryl, you said you're not really a fan of adventure films, but do you
Right.
have a favorite one?
The Goonies?
Oh,
Is that an adventure
that's
movie?
fair. Yeah.
It is.
And
I mean,
I'm
it drives me
old.
crazy
I saw
people
that
call
in
it a
the theater.
Halloween movie.
I would
Hey,
not
so
call
did
it a
I.
Halloween. I would not call it a Halloween. Yeah, but I saw it in the theater when it was new.
Semantics.
Tomato,
I
potato,
definitely
right?
Yeah, the Goonies definitely does count. Brian, do you have a
I was
favorite?
just adventure movie.
Yeah.
I always loved the Indiana Jones movies.
Mm-hmm.
In the way of adventures.
Oh, well, if those are adventure movies, then Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. I mean, you got Raiders, you got... I'll say Goonies as well. Trying to think.
What about fantasy overall?
Fantasy overall?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kind of a cop-out, but I really like Avatar. Not the stupid
Really?
Nickelodeon Avatar, but James Cameron's Avatar.
What? Excuse me. Do not insult Nickelodeon Avatar. That show is perfect.
Already done.
No.
Well, I'm going to go with the Harry Potter movies, except for Goblet of Fire. Fuck that piece of shit.
So for me, though, I think it is probably still Lord of the Rings. Although I do quite enjoy adventure and fantasy films, both and alike. But yeah, least favorite would probably be Aragon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but it is pure and utter trash.
I think I have. And
With the dragon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I agree. It's a piece of trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, that might be insulting to
I had
trash.
such high hopes because who was it? Jeremy Irons
Yep,
was in it?
Jeremy
Yeah.
Irons. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He was the only reason I wanted to see it.
I read the books as a kid, and so I was very, very disappointed. With the Lord of the Rings, I actually did read the books, but after I saw the movies, and I think that Peter Jackson did a pretty good job of keeping enough of it in to where it still made sense and still decently followed the books. God damn it. I didn't write it down. And I had one more question.
Always write it down.
I know. God damn it. Oh, okay, I remember now. So, question. What is your guys' favorite Peter Jackson movie?
Well, I mean, I think as a horror fan, there's only one answer, and that's Dead Alive. But I also did enjoy.
I would say I'm a big fan of
King. I also enjoyed King Kong.
I would say King Kong is really good. I'm a really big fan of Frighteners.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan.
No?
No. I've seen it once, and I'm okay if I don't see it again.
So I will probably have to say Lord of the Rings. I think they're what I saw first of his, but I think because I became so obsessed with them, and I was a huge fan of fantasy, I still am. But yeah, I think I definitely have to go with Lord of the Rings. But I do enjoy his earlier work as well. So Brian.
Yes.
Who would be your hottie of the week?
Liv Tyler.
I was wondering if you're going to go with her or the chick who played Eowyn.
Because I mean, you had Liv Tyler, yeah, Kate Blanchett, and there even Miranda Otto. You know, there was something about her, and it was good to see that she was the badass of the women. Like she's just there in the battles, fighting with the men.
But yeah, I'd have to agree, Liv Tyler. Except for the guys, I'm going to go with Orlando Bloom.
Yeah,
hands down, right there.
It's the big shocker.
I know. Although I am a fan of Viggo Mortensen as well.
Seeing how like awards, you know, they kind of like gave pretty much everything to Return to the King. Do you think it was justified? Like Return to the King became that year's Titanic, to where it pretty much took everything.
I think so. I think especially the giant fight sequence, just everything about it, having them, you know, all the creatures that they brought in, everything like that. It's definitely the better of the three films. Also, there's not as much walking, because I will admit the walking, especially in the books, God, it was so bad. Following Frodo and Sam through the swamp, or just walking to and from. I think that part of it overall is my least favorite. I'm sure Daryl's is just all of it in general.
Especially the walking, though.
Yeah, would you put that as your least favorite overall?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think it deserved Best Picture?
I don't remember what it was up against, so I couldn't say.
Best Picture, it was Return the King, Master and Commander, Seabiscuit, Mystic River, and Lost in Translation.
Well, I haven't seen any of the other movies that it was against, so I couldn't say.
I was like, Mystic River was good. I thought that was going to win.
That's the
Master
Sean
and
Penn
Commander
one?
is really good.
Mystic River, Sean Penn, right?
Yeah, where his daughter is murdered, and he goes looking through the town.
I might have seen that.
It was done by Clint Eastwood.
I might have seen that. And then Seabiscuit is Spider-Man on a horse, right?
Yes.
Yep. Pretty much. How did you guys feel about the score for the film?
Oh, the score was really good. Howard Shore, I think, did the score. He's a really good composer.
Yeah, the score's great. I mean, from a technical aspect, it's not like they're bad movies.
Yeah.
They're very well shot. The score is great. The choreography and the fight scenes is great, but it's just 100% not my thing. That's why, I don't think it's fair for me to even give a rating, because I can't tear the movies apart, because on the technical aspect, they're very well done. But I fucking hate them so much.
I would say I saw the debate on your Facebook when you were watching them, where some people are like, "Oh no, these are the best," and then others agree with you. Damn. So that was the end of my notes. Normally I have more.
That's all the notes you have for 13 hours of movies?
Yes.
Wow.
I know. I thought I wrote down more, but I guess I didn't.
And you didn't write down your questions.
I know. It's so unlike me. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm just really not feeling it today. Brian, did you have anything to add?
Let's make Daryl watch The Hobbits.
That's what we should do.
I hate you guys.
I promise, they're shorter. You go from 13 hours down to 10 hours.
Oh, yay.
Just a little bit less. Actually, and I haven't seen all of them. I think I've only seen the first one.
If I had to say anything, I think I enjoy the Hobbit movies more than Lord of the Rings.
I will say, out of the books, The Hobbit is my favorite. The scene where he's running around invisible and like yelling, "You can't catch me, you can't see me," in the book is freaking hysterical. So, but yeah, I've only seen the first one. So we should make Daryl watch them.
I think part of my problem, like from the get-go, was I was salty because they did Lord of the Rings before The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
When The Hobbit's first chronologically. So then, like, I was like, well, fuck that. That's stupid. I'm not even going to bother. And then I tried to watch them, and I mean, you know, when you're starting with the first one and you're already kind of not interested, yeah, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time they made the Hobbit movies, I really didn't care anymore.
I would say they went the Star Wars route.
Yeah. And yeah, I haven't seen the Hobbit movies.
Maybe sometime in the future we'll watch those.
Boy, you really want to watch Hip Hop Locos, don't you?
Yes!
I will. I'll watch anything.
You will be so angry.
I'm sure. But I might just save that though for later in the event that you make us watch another Suburban Sasquatch.
Oh, Suburban Sasquatch is like Citizen Kane compared to Hip Hop Locos.
Damn.
It's not really saying much because I don't really like Citizen Kane.
Okay, it's like the Shawshank Redemption in comparison.
Well, okay then.
Don't like Citizen Kane. What the hell?
No, I do not. I'm the one guy.
The only one, yeah.
The only one. I'm sorry. It's too long. It's boring.
Oh, so it's returned. It's Lord of the Rings.
For you. All right, so let's do our ratings.
Go ahead, Brian.
I was like, let's do the ratings. Yeah.
Brian, you want to go first?
Well, I would say, how are we going to do it? Are we doing each movie individually or as a group?
Do each movie individually and then do it as a group.
Okay. Fellowship, I would do 3. Two Towers, I would do 3.5. And Return the King, I would do 4.5. As a whole, probably a 4.
Fair enough. Daryl?
I mean, how do I do this?
Go for it.
From a technical standpoint, I'd probably give them all 4s. But on an enjoyment level, they all get 0s.
That boring, huh?
I'm sorry, Kate. I hate those movies so much.
Which may be possibly the reason that I had you watch them. But now you've sat down and you've watched all of them.
Yes.
Now you can at least say that you've watched them.
I would have rather said that I would have rather been able to say that I haven't seen them. Don't care to.
I mean, true if you dislike the genre that much too.
Yeah.
So then, what are whose turn is it next week?
It's my turn, but what's your ratings?
Oh, duh. Goddamn. So for the Fellowship of the Ring, I would probably rate it. Probably that one I would do a 3.75. For Two Towers, I'd probably rate that a 4. And then Return of the King, I'd probably rate a 5. And then overall, I would probably rate them 4.75.
All right.
So then, is whose turn is it next week?
It is my turn. Daryl's about to get tortured. No, not really. We are going to be venturing.
Are you changing the movie?
I'm not. No.
I love the movie. What are you
I
talking
know.
about?
I know. That's why I said I was joking. No, we are going to be doing a Shark Month rather than a Shark Week because we all love shark movies. So to start it off, we will be watching the Jason Statham starring The Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
I'm really excited for this one because definitely it's one that I think will be good to talk about.
I love the movie and I love the book. So
I haven't read
Which
the
I have
book.
not read it. I do want to.
that was it. So we will talk about that all next episode.
Yes.
And then my pick after that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this theme though. It'll be good.
So we'll have to figure out the last shark movie, which I have an idea, but I don't know if they're available. I have to research. So,
Yeah, researching it.
which I know I own the set. I know Daryl owns the set.
Ah,
So, right there alone, he already knows.
yep.
He already knows what it is. Dang, and I don't.
So I don't know if you guys on the set. I would imagine you would if you guys buy everything. So
It'd be interesting to figure out what that is.
yes, but so we could do that, or we could let people vote.
It's true too.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
You pick one, I pick one, Kate picks one, and then the listeners pick one.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't pick Ouija Shark, we're good.
Well, that's not even. I figured that one's not even going to be involved. And then we're going to eliminate Jaws as well.
All of them, or just the first one?
Yes, all of them. For God's sakes, I refuse to do Jaws 4 again.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a good idea, having the listeners vote and figure out which one they want. So anyway, guys, do you have anything else to add? Any other exciting news in the world of movies?
Oh, did you see this shit with AMC? Where they finally made an agreement with Universal?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. AMC backed down like I knew they would. Punk ass bitches. So they made a deal with Universal to where Universal can release their movies 17 days after theatrical release exclusives, almost. Which I would have told them to go suck a dick.
And I believe they made similar deals with most of the studios.
Yeah, which I mean, at this point, I mean, I think all our theaters were okay with Universal releasing on demand same day as theaters. Because depending on the movie, a lot of people are going to go see it at the theaters. Because it's going to cost the same amount, regardless. So for AMC to be, that stickler, which, I still haven't seen an open date for them. I know Regal is coming up here in a couple weeks.
Maybe there.
So
There's nothing open here again.
yeah. So, but yeah, I just AMC's a bunch of punk ass bitches. I said it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So between that and then, shame on Disney. I'll say that with his whole Mulan bullshit.
Oh, them pulling it from the theater?
So yeah, it's got pulled from the theater, and they said, yeah, we're just going to put on the Disney Plus app. So I'm like, oh, cool. So they're kind of doing with, Artemis Fowl. It's like, well, we'll just make up our money that way. Nope. They're charging people $30 to rent it.
What the
Yep.
fuck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To rent. Not own.
To rent?
To rent.
You can rent a car for $30.
Yeah. So suffice to say, I have no interest anymore in Mulan. Plus, I already know there's no dragon. So I'm already going to be bored. The talking dragon was the whole movie.
Yeah,
I think
Mushu.
I think them charging $30 to rent it is their way of making up for the fact that Disneyland's not open.
Probably.
That could be too.
They're still losing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they said that depending on how Mulan does, they may go the same route with Black Widow, to where they'll put on this site and charge to rent it.
That amount, though, is just so crazy. Like, out of all the amounts they could have done.
I know. So you got to pay, the fee for the service, which, I mean, granted, that's only $8. But then another $30 just to rent Mulan. I mean, that.
To rent. That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm
I guess they're
intrigued.
taking in as at least 3 people going to the theater.
I mean, maybe, but I'm intrigued to see how many people do it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the numbers after.
Especially when I'm not even sure how many people were actually that excited to see a live action Mulan anyways.
I know.
I know.
The original is so good, they could have left it alone.
Well, I mean, now they're doing a live action Pinocchio.
We
There's been
also
a lot of
don't
live
need
action Pinocchios.
I would say
Yeah.
we don't need another one.
Yeah, but this one has Tom Hanks. Everyone loves Tom
Oh
Hanks.
my god. What is he, Geppetto?
Yep.
So it'll be in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yep. And it's being done by Robert Zemeckis. So that one I have faith in.
Is there going to be a flying DeLorean?
I wish. Although I am finally happy that they announced the 4K set.
Yeah.
I already have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. I don't need the 4K also.
Oh, I'm getting the 4K. I'm getting the
I was gonna
4K
say,
in
but
the
oh, you
steel.
do.
And I don't have a 4K TV, so it doesn't matter.
They're cheap.
Yeah.
I just got a new TV like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but I mean, Best Buy was just trying to sell me one for $100.
Well, Best Buy can suck an egg.
I mean, granted, I already have a 4K TV, but I mean, I could always use another one.
It's true.
Come to the 4K side, Daryl.
I have a couple of 4Ks. I have the Deadpool movies, Color Out of Space, and VFW, which I still haven't watched.
That was a good one. Is that all in the movie news?
Yeah, because everything else is, oh, we're canceling, or we're pushing back, or we're going straight to VOD.
It's true.
I'm just happy I still get to see my Bill and Ted. That's all I care about.
What I'm going to say is, if you can, when you can get your physical copies of it, watch Naked Cannibal Campers. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I gotta
actually
wait
really
for-
excited to watch it. I still have to watch it yet.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm excited to watch it too. I just gotta wait, to receive it.
I rented it from Sean.
I was out of town to rent it, so
Yeah.
But I did the campaign, so I got
Oh.
the Blu-ray
Yay.
coming.
As did I.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun just being on set with that too, so I am excited to see it. And the other three girls in it are amazing. They're a lot of fun, so
I was
I'm
only
definitely
familiar with
excited
one
to
of them.
check that. With Sushi?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the other two.
Yeah, I think this is their first indie film role.
Okay.
But yeah, they I think they all did a really good job. At least from what I saw when I was there when we were filming, so I'm excited to see the whole thing come together.
Yeah, I thought it was very well. It might be, in my opinion, the best Gator Blade movie that I've seen. I haven't seen all of them, obviously, because there's a lot.
There's a couple people that were saying that about this film, so I'm excited to definitely check that out and see.
The the two guys, oh my god, The ones that are trying to stop the witches.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're really fun on set, so I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you guys will really dig it.
And did you see the lovely Smokey the Bear reference at the little tin thing?
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually got those the day before at a thrift store.
Nice.
They were 25 cents each, and I was like, oh, I have to have these. So I took it and showed Sean, and Sean's like, we need to put it in the movie.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, should be a good one then.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5.
Yay, that's really exciting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to definitely check it out soon. So, well, thank you for listening, everyone. We do appreciate it, and hope you're looking forward to the next episode. Peace out.
Bye.
Wear your masks.